The restaurant industry is broken. Last year, 1 in 4 restaurants ran at a loss, and more than 85% of owners admitted to underpaying themselves just to keep the doors open at some point during the year. Too many restaurant owners work long hours, carry all the stress, and have a pay packet lower than some of their team members. In Make Restaurants Profitable, we're not just going to teach you how to be profitable, we're talking to some of the best restaurant owners across the world about how they did it, the things they wish they knew earlier, and what they needed to change to get their life back. Let's go. Today, David, it's all about just inspiring people to have a go, inspiring people to give back, inspiring people to tell their story.
Okay.
Because what we find in the hospitality space is that it's
so negative.
It can be really negative.
Yeah.
It can be a tough situation for a lot of owners who get out there. They start off, they wanting to create a dream, and then over time, not through fault of their own, the industry just stacks on top of them, negative experience, negative staff experience, and then the financial pressures on everything that goes on as well.
And it's never been so tough.
Yeah, and it's easier to just go into a hole and not talk about it. So there's so many podcasts out there right now which talk about the front end, the nice things, the food, the experience, the top end of hospitality, which, we all know there's some TV shows out there that have really shaped the way that guests now want to experience. And there's a lot of people that talk about it, but then there's a back end that people don't talk about, which is the stuff that no one sees, how the owner feels at nighttime, the sleepless nights, the numbers, the drinking, the not seeing your kids. And it doesn't need to be that way. And the more people we can talk about their experience in the industry, how they've been, how they've grown, what they're doing, there's no platform for that.
No.
And that's what we want to create.
Good.
So on that, David, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. For those of the listeners and the watchers, who is David? Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
So, David Bitton, born in France. My background is quite interesting because my father was from Lyon, the capital of the gastronomy.
Okay.
My mom was from the Champagne region. And my grandfather was Moroccan and my grandmother was Turkish.
Wow.
So, big mix.
Yes.
I grew up and born in 1968, so I'm 57 this year. And at 15, I decided to tell my parents to F off. By the age of 10, I had 3 different dads. So at 15, I knew that I had to get out of home. So I took my 2 suitcases and joined an apprenticeship in cooking in restaurants.
Okay.
That's how I started in 1984.
Wow. So 1984 started your career, 15 years old.
15 years old.
Okay. In France?
In France, in a little auberge. And I remember my first day, 7 a.m., I went there. And the first thing I had to do was to clean the garbage bin, massive garbage bin. I was a tiny as. And so I cleaned the garbage bin, then I had to sweep the parking. And then I went to the kitchen and I had to clean a fish. I never saw a whole fish because I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. So he told me how to do it, clean it, which I had no idea. But one thing that struck on my day one is 11 o'clock, we have to make the tart of the day. So I'm making the dough, convinced that I knew how to do it. And the chef came and he says, that's not how to do it. And I look at him and I say, yes, it is. And that was a mistake. So he hit me, he gave me a dead leg, and I really was painful, and I didn't cry. The tears probably, or the water in my eyes. And he looked at me and he said, the only thing I want to hear is, oui, chef. And from that day, I shut up. Didn't say a word and say, we chef, put my head down. And I did 2 years where I worked probably 16 hours a day. I worked 7 days a week because on the 7th day, I was making coffee and cleaning bedrooms and bathroom to pay for the room I had upstairs.
Wow.
So I worked hard for the first 2 years and then I had my qualification, my certificate as a qualified chef with distinction. And then I took my 2 suitcases, these famous 2 suitcases, and I went to Cannes in the south of France for 2 weeks holiday. And there I stayed there for 5 years.
Okay.
Where I party hard.
Yeah.
Drugs, girls, work. Always work, so that paid my lifestyle.
Big hours, big parties.
Big party. In Cannes in the 80s, it was pretty cool. It was no fear of anything.
Yeah.
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 But working hard. I was lucky to work in a most prestigious hotel called the Carlton Hotel in the French Riviera.
Okay.
5 years of party hard, and one day I went to draw some money in an ATM, And the ATMs absorb my card, that means no more money. So I have to get out. So I just packed and I went to work in Switzerland for
Wow.
a year, where I met two couples from Australia, and they said, why don't you come in Australia?
Yeah. And that's how you got here.
That's how I got here. Went
What
to
a
the
story.
embassy. I went to the embassy in Geneva, apply, and within 3 weeks I was a permanent resident of Australia. And that
Wow.
was in 1989, because back then Australia was looking for chefs.
Yeah.
So fast forward, went to Paris, went to work in a 2 Michelin star in one of the oldest fine dining restaurants, opened in 1792. Worked there, and there I met someone that was based in Australia, and I said, I want to work there. And he said, well, I need a visa, it's very hard to come. And I said, look, I've got my visa. And within a year, I saved $1,000. These famous 2 suitcases, you're going to hear a lot about these 2 suitcases.
Yes, you still got them.
$1,000, 2 suitcases, not a word of English, Singapore Airlines, one-way ticket, smoking Marlboro, drinking whiskey
Yes.
in a plane. You guys wouldn't know that.
No.
I did know that. It was cool. Smoking in a plane, I promise you, is cool. And it sounds silly, but it's cool, you know. And landed, I'm on the top of the Opera House. It's 6 a.m. The weather is spectacular. And I'm thinking, I can't fuck up because I can't go back. I don't have the money. So I landed, and I said to the taxi driver, I want to go to the Intercontinental Hotel. Back 34 years ago, I promise you, I didn't say that like that.
Yes.
So I said, Inter. The guy couldn't get a word. So I got my contract out. I look at me, say, Intercontinental, right? I said, whatever, just take me there. So we went to the cab, and then in a way to go there, George Street, everything is closed, and everyone is in suit with gold medals everywhere. What am I doing here? And I arrived on Anzac Day, 25th of April, 1991.
the Anzac Day.
And I had a job at the Treasury Restaurant, which was the fine dining restaurant in Australia back then.
Yeah. Wow.
Good start.
Wow, that is a good start. And then fast forward to now, what's the situation now?
Now, well, I opened Bitton 25 years ago.
Yep.
So I work in Hayman Island, in the Windsor Hotel. I work in very good places as a
Yes.
chef. And then in 2000, my wife and I decided to take a gamble and open a 6-table coffee shop in Alexandria.
Okay.
So
that's a big change from fine dining.
So it's a big change from the corporate world. We were
Yes.
earning a shitload of money. I was the highest paid chef in Australia in 1999, earning $200,000, just me.
Yeah,
My wife
in
was
1999.
My wife was a marketing manager at the Sheraton on the Park. No kids, no mortgage, no car. We were living the best life.
It
And
sounds like you were living a good life.
there we opened a 6-table coffee shop.
What did you do that for? That doesn't sound very bright.
No, it didn't. But we used to go to Berrima every so often, and it was a little jam shop there in Berrima.
Yeah.
And we used to buy a shitload of product, bring it home. We'd never use it, but I love the concept of something homemade. So we say, let's do that. So in Alexandria, we bought a little terrace, and then it was a little shop become available next door. We took it and opened Bitton. And
Yeah.
the first week turnover was $824 turnover.
How'd you feel?
We fucked up. Excuse me. We made a mistake.
You made a mistake.
And as we know, we got 5-star hotel experience. What we're going to do is we're going to give a 5-star hotel experience to every customer coming through the door. And we just did that.
Wow.
And within weeks, the little 6-table become extremely popular. I was making the jam at home, start selling it, and we build up the business like that.
Okay. So you built up the business just by service.
Service
Total service.
makes the jar, so that
Yes.
was something different.
Yeah.
Think about it, when we opened 6 months later, the GST was introduced.
Yes.
6 years later, the GFC hit us.
Yes.
15 years later, the pandemic hit us.
Yes.
But yeah, we're still relevant. Why? Because we built the business on customer service. And that's the way the 5-star, I'm a typical 5-star chef. My wife is a typical 5-star that did the hotel school management at the Intercontinental. That's where we met in 91. So we knew what to give a 5-star experience. I worked at the Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton motto is, we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we applied in that little 6 coffee shops. So everybody for what's going on, Alexandria, 5-star service. That's what we did.
Yeah.
So the coffee was good, maybe not spectacular. The food was good, maybe not spectacular. But home we make you feel.
People
That's
remember
what's
the way you
remembered.
make them feel.
And seriously, this is how it works.
Yeah.
And we built it one customer at a time, very much like Starbucks in America. We built one coffee cup at a time. We did exactly the same.
Yeah, wow. So fast forward on So 25 years from opening now, 25, 26 years.
25 years this year.
It's a long time in business. You're in your second location, you got 2 locations?
We had 4 at one stage,
4,
so we got rid of one in Otley.
Okay.
We had a pop-up in Green Square, and now we kept Rose Bay and Alexandria.
Okay, so you had 4. I love this. You had 4. Why did you get rid of 2?
So Otley, we had it for 8 years.
Yes.
Big restaurant, suburb. We thought we could replicate what we did in Alexandria, and we failed.
Okay.
Couple of reasons we failed. First, the pandemic.
Yes.
When the pandemic hit, we should have closed the shop because the
Yes.
government gave you an exit, and we didn't because I was stubborn. I thought we were going to make it work,
Wow.
and we didn't. First, because we couldn't get the staff. When the front of house was good, the back was not. When
Yes.
the back was good, the front wasn't. And it's no mercy. Like, these days, it's no room for mistake.
No, there's no room for mistake these
It's
days.
no room for a bad meal. Straight away, Google.
You just said something there that really resonated with me because I think people need to hear it. You didn't shut it down because you were stubborn. And I question how many owners get themselves into a financial situation that they can't get out of because they're stubborn. They don't want to call it too soon. Why do you think, can I just drill down on your thinking behind that? Is it because you'd never failed before and you thought that you could always make it work? Or was it you just didn't want anyone knowing that you were shutting it down? What was the deep thinking?
I had no choice. Like, the taking were slowing. We had to reduce our operating hours. We keep getting bad reviews, bad experiences. I didn't have the heart to go there to make it work anymore.
So you you fell out of love
We
with it
fell,
as well.
yeah, we fell. Like, and I was preoccupied with Rose Bay. Rose Bay was just kicking. I opened Rose Bay 3 weeks later. The pandemic, I closed Rose Bay. So I put so much money into it, and then 3 weeks later, I closed. And one of the things I remember, I went home to my wife, said, "Babe, what are we going to do? We just opened 5 weeks ago. We're killing it. We're going to make a shitload of money. Pandemic hit. We have to close." And she looked at me and she said, "Snap out of it. It's not about you. It's global." So we snap out of it because she's the boss.
She's the boss.
It's global, and we just pivoted, and I will tell you some more story about the pivoting we did. But Otley, I should have closed it. Simple as that.
Yeah, okay.
And I didn't.
Yeah, well, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being respectful around that because I think there's a lot of people out there who need to hear that it's okay if something's not working, close it.
And it cost me money because when I decided to close it on the 17th of December 2023, I tried to sell it, couldn't sell it. I tried to give it for free. Nobody wanted it for free.
Yeah.
So I paid for 14 months, $10,000 a month.
For the rent.
For the rent?
Yes.
For nothing.
Yeah.
So you got to be solid. We don't have mom and dad or any financier behind. It's only my wife and I. We have to be solid to be able to afford that mistake as well. And I'll give you an example of this week with Bobby's.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Bobby's?
No.
Neil Perry, Songbird.
Okay.
So he opened a bar that he closed after 8 months.
Yeah.
If a guy like Neil knows what he's doing, right, he could have maybe carried on. He chose to close it down after 8 months because he knows. I'm assuming, and I shouldn't assume knowledge, but I feel like he's done the right things because maybe it's not working, and he knows cut the bleeding.
Yep.
And I think it's what it is. So I should have done that with Otley. I didn't. So it cost me a lot of money to get rid of it.
And I think if you're listening right now, the biggest takeaway here, and you should write it down, it's okay to fail.
Yeah, it's okay to fail, 100%. And learn from your mistake. We don't learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
I can tell you, we have to learn from our mistake, and I think my wife and I, we are a team.
Yes.
34 years together with kids.
Yes.
Business and private,
Yeah.
like we bounce each other. Like she's in charge of the back, I'm in charge of the front, and it's good to bounce each other, to argue, to disagree, to agree, whatever it is.
Yep.
We've got to listen to each other.
What's the secret there working with your partner? Obviously, front of house, back of house, that's a pretty good separation.
Yeah.
What's the secret with that? Do you not take work home, work and home life separate, or it just is what it is? And
it is what it is, and I think we learn to cut it off when we have to, especially with the kids. And I got my daughter is 22 now, my son is 16. My daughter works in Rose Bay. She runs Rose Bay now for the last 2 years and doing an incredible job. But between my wife and I, we know our strength, and we know that her gut feeling was to close Otley. I should have listened to that, but I didn't.
Yes.
Bloody
Okay.
hell.
So that's
I could be traveling in business
that's a
class
good
now.
message to all the men out there. Listen to your wife more. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about what's happening at the moment. What I really love is you do French lessons inside the business as well.
Well, that's just more another extension of your brand in terms of attracting people that usually wouldn't come.
Yes.
So the product line is an extension of your brand. So you come, you're having my French crepes, and I give you my strawberry and vanilla jam. You taste the jam and say, far out, that's beautiful
So
jam.
good. So you buy it.
So you buy it. So suddenly I'm getting 15 packs for your crepe, 5 for the coffee, 14 for the jam. I'm getting 35 packs out of you.
Yes.
And we just haven't said good morning to you yet.
Yeah.
Just,
No, I
but,
get it. It's about
same
average
with
spend.
same with the salad, lemon dressing. What a dressing it is, lemon dressing available on the shelf. So, and then you go in the fridge and you see the Bitton product. It's an extension of your brand.
Yes.
And we did the same with the cookbook. I did a cookbook that was super successful, which I'm happy to share with you if you want.
So it's I like it. And then people take it home. They use it at home. And they're seeing your brand in their fridge or in their pantry every day. So it's a reminder.
That's it.
Every now and again, I hear an argument about bottling up and selling bits of your brand for people to take home. Then the argument is, they'll use it at home. They won't come in for it. How do you feel about that?
Oh no, I don't think so. Because first, when we buy the product, my wife is South African Indian.
Okay.
Okay, so it's important here. The product is French, is a French-Indian story.
Yes.
People buy the story before they buy a product. Okay?
Can you say that again?
People buy the story before they buy the product.
85% of restaurant owners don't pay themselves for the hours that they work every single week. If you're working massive hours, your team drop the ball every time you take a step back and can't see a way out. I'm sick of seeing great owners struggling. So if this sounds like you, head to the show notes and book a call with one of our team so they can help you solve your biggest problem in your business right now.
Okay, so we do a strawberry jam. The story is my grandmother. She used to make the strawberry in a big panette. They used to put the sugar, the lemon juice, the vanilla, leave it overnight, and next day we cook it. This is a story. My grandmother's strawberry jam. My wife, spices, we do a beautiful chili garlic masala. We do a chili oil. We do a chili sauce. This is a South African, Indian, South Africa are massive. The spices are very different than in India. We created a blend of mixes that I promise you when you cook with it, you're addicted, you're gone. You're eating in my hand forever. So this product's got a story, happened to be good, but it's a 5-star chef in a jar.
Yeah.
Okay, happened to be good, you get addicted, you hooked.
Yes. Oh, I think there's a good takeaway there that people buy the story before they buy the product.
And the cookbook. The
Yeah.
cookbook was, not this one, but the cookbook. So when we turned 10 years old, I said, babe, I want to do a cookbook. One, because it's typical French, or it's typical chef ego to have a cookbook, maybe. Maybe.
But actually, at least you can say that.
Yeah.
At least you
Yeah,
can say it's
I want my
typical
name,
chef.
I want a cookbook, okay?
Yeah.
The problem with that, when we did that in 2010, it was Master Chef when it was big. Everyone had a cookbook. I said, no, babe, I want to celebrate with 10 years anniversary. 10 years in business is cool. So we did a cookbook, 50 recipes. I took a photographer that's never done food photography. So I wanted the cookbook to get dirty. I wanted the cookbook that people use. I've got about 1,000 cookbooks at home. Some of them still in plastic, but I love the cover. I love the book. For mine, I wanted people to take it in the kitchen and get
Use
dirty.
it.
So now the cookbook, when I publish it, who am I going to sell it to? Right? So that was the question. How many I'm going to print?
Yes.
Okay, this is now an amazing story. So I go to the people that sell books, so okay, they're not interested. I decide to go to the corporate world. And this lady come and I say, what's your husband doing? She said, he's in IT. And I say, how many employees has he got? He's got 3,000 employees. I said, do you think he would buy the cookbook to give us a gift for Christmas? Why not? People buy a bottle of wine, not everybody drinks. People buy whatever. And she said, cookbook, talk to me. I said, yeah, well, I'm talking to you. I want to do a cookbook. I want to put the name of the company, the logo of the corporation, and give it to you as a gift. Okay, we call that a customized book, okay? So anyway, she's talking about me. I always remember, June 4th, today, 15 years ago, I'm in Hong Kong with my wife, and I get this phone call from this lady. She said, David, we are interested with the book, big corporation, okay? We are interested with the book. Can you have the book ready by October 30th? Yes, I'm sure. But it's a big number. I said, yeah, tell me the number. 50,000.
What?
50,000, yep. Yeah, of course we can. Now, never print a book, yeah? And the other problem is we need to give you the money by the end of June. Because of the financial, you have to clear the money to start the new financial year. So now, that means I'm going to have the money in the bank before I even go. I put the linen, we are in our hotel room. I'm going to swear. Put the linen and say, babe, get some fucking champagne now. $750,000 deal here, we're talking, yeah?
Wow.
Okay? So now I've got a print 50,000 book.
Yes.
Never been printing. Where do I get the paper? That's 13 million pages. 2 44-foot containers, 57 pallets of book. I'm going to China for the printing, there for 2 weeks, and print the book. We can't fuck off now. I've got the money in the bank. It's a massive national corporation. They take me to the cleaner if I don't deliver. Yeah?
Yeah.
Print the book. Now the book, what do you think? Bitton, the logo of the corporation, tip-in page of the managing director of that organization, that say, welcome, and give that as a gift to people. They give that to an energy company. Back then, you get a phone call every night about people swapping energy. Do you want to go to AGL? Do you want to go to Origin? So they decided, that company, to give that as a gift randomly in New South Wales. So you go home and you got this cookbook as a gift. No one knows Bitton. You open Bitton, you got the recipe made with what? Bitton product. A cookbook stay in the kitchen for 20 years.
Yeah.
Imagine 50,000 books in people's kitchen and the money.
Yeah.
Now, if I go to a bookstore, you know how many books are sold nationally in bookstores? 800, I think.
Yeah,
900
wow.
books.
Wow.
So I'm
That
lucky I had
is
this
so
deal.
cool.
And it took me 10 years to sell 6,400 books through my free stores.
Really?
But it was a great exercise, yeah?
Wow. So just hearing what you said then, clearly you understand numbers quite deeply.
I understand brand positioning. I understand alliances. A very quick story. We did a gift box for hampers in 2008 or 2010. And I wanted to do a chef's gift box. So I knew Charmaine Solomon. I called Charmaine. I said, Charmaine, do you want to do a gift box for Christmas with your product? Yeah, no problem. I called Maggie Beer. Maggie Beer is the first chef I worked with when I came in Australia.
Yeah.
I said, Maggie, do you want to do a chef gift box with Charmaine Solomon? So I'm using her as a...
Yes,
yeah, okay.
the power of
Then I
connection.
called Tetsuya. I had my first date with Tetsuya, with my wife at Tetsuya's restaurant on the 15th of December 1991. My first date. I called Tets, Charmaine and Maggie is doing a gift box. Do you want to be in? Of course I want to be in. Suddenly I'm aligned with top 3 iconic chefs here.
Yeah.
No one knows Bitton.
Yeah.
But I put that gift box together. We sold to HSBC, we sold to David Jones, we sold to American Express card holder, we sold to dailies, like incredible success.
Yeah.
For
wow.
chefs. Suddenly my brand, boom,
Yeah, from everyone else's.
from everyone else's.
Yeah.
So again, alliances, connection, who you want to work with, and be aligned with Tempus 2, with whoever. Like we always make sure we align with some nice brand.
Yeah. Oh,
So much, huh?
what does the ROI look like on that brand positioning? Because it's what you're doing. It's not only just getting your name out there. It's not only just selling on one product.
No.
It's what you make from that one product, or that gift hamper or the cookbook. It's cool, but the brand positioning, I would imagine, is so much more valuable.
So much more valuable. And I think during the pandemic, when all the restaurants are closed, I got plenty of table and chairs, but I got no customers sitting down. That's where you put the brand in the front. Suddenly the brand is recognizable. And the example is for 20 years, I'm in David Jones. I'm in Smith & Co in New Zealand. I'm in Selfridges in UK. In Park and Shop in Hong Kong. I tried to get to Woolworths for 20 years. They don't want me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
23rd of March 2020, no more planes coming in, no more planes coming out. Woolworths have to look for product inside the country. They saw us. And that's why we are in Woolworths now in 400 or 500 stores.
Wow.
You know, it took a pandemic to get in.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic?
How long did it take to get in?
20 years.
You were trying for 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
They don't want you. Gourmet brand, expensive, premium.
Yeah. Yeah. And what has that done for the other businesses by getting your name out there?
Opportunities.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. But it's possible to do it. It's possible if you persevere. It's possible if the product is good. And there's no mercy. I started with 6 products in Woolworths. I got only 2 left.
Really?
You don't sell, you don't stay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe next week I could be gone in 6 months. You know, I can't do nothing about it. But one thing I know is I got a chili oil. They got so much data that anyone buying a chili oil in Woolworths nationally, 98% of people will buy a Bitton chili oil.
Really?
It's cool.
That is cool.
That's-
Just this is something that you see people go and do in their own business, where they've got a sauce or a relish or something, they start bottling it up. If this is something that someone else is going to or wants to start doing, even just internally, Where do they start? What's their first steps along this journey?
I don't know if you remember, but you remember Neil Perry used to have his product crunch?
Yes.
Do you remember Donna Hay used to have a product crunch?
Yes.
All these chefs had a product. You don't see them anymore.
No.
Because it's very hard to maintain. It's very hard to be relevant to people. So people like Manu, for instance, the chef Manu, is a very good chef. He uses us as a consultant to develop the sauces. Because you can do sauces in a kitchen. When you go volume, you go to 800 coals like he does. It's a different recipe. It's like my jam. My jam at home, I do 40 jars. It's spectacular. You do 400 jars in a pot. It's a different product. So imagine. So with
It's
Manu,
about scaling production.
yeah. So with Manu, he had the recipe. He knows how to make sauces. We travel in New Zealand. We travel in New South Wales to find a proper factory to make it. There's people like your grandma's got a marmalade. You will come to me and say, I need to manufacture that. I want to go scale. I can't do it at home. So you will come to see me, and we will do a product development. We'll go in a factory together. We'll do the product together. It's your IP. I don't want it. And then you market it.
Yes.
So there's a process to do that. You just don't go and say, I'm going to sell it there. You need to, you got your nutritional panel, you got your QR code, you got your packaging, your glassware. It's expensive. Boxes, partition, distribution, cost of goods.
And then you got to sell it.
And you got to sell it.
And you got to sell it. And you got to cash flow all of that up front before you sell it.
100%. So Woolworths was a big learning.
Yeah.
Suddenly I've got to have a warehouse where they pick and pack. I don't have a warehouse. I don't have a forklift. I've got to have the label. I've got to manufacture 4 or 5 batches ahead, so when they order, I can deliver. Because you don't deliver once or twice, then it's too hard. They don't keep you.
Yeah.
So
they
it was a
want
good learning.
consistency, right?
Very good learning.
Whoa. Now, can I just say I could sit here and talk to you all day? Because
I'm sure you will have a headache.
just the amount of depth that you have and the deep understanding of brand positioning and growth, and you don't seem to have a fear in just trying stuff.
There's failure. We put our house on the market a few times because we don't have partners.
Yes.
We're not this big group that can absorb failure. So it's been time where it was tough, But
You've had to put your house on the market sometimes.
Well, we have to redraw the money from the equities and pay some GST bill or pay some superannuation or pay...
Happens to everybody.
Yeah, and you want to have a lifestyle as well. I've got 2 kids that goes to school. We're living the life as we go. So we'll never die with money. We enjoy our life as we go. 4 of us, we're very close. We dine in the best restaurant. We stay in the best hotel. We travel everywhere in the world, not in first class, in economy, because I can't justify. But we drink well and eat well. So that's where we're enjoying the fruit of our business daily.
Yes. And what about your time? How much time did you get to spend with the kids?
So I've got rules. So it's Wednesday night, like tonight I've got soccer, Friday night soccer, Saturday basketball, Sunday soccer.
Okay.
And I work with my daughter the other days during the day in Rose Bay. So we go to work in Rose Bay at 5 a.m. She runs the shop. I stay with her for a couple of hours and then I go to Alexandria.
Okay, so you got rules around how you spend your time. So the whole business doesn't absorb your time.
No.
You control your time.
6 p.m. dinner, 4 of us at the table.
All the time.
All the time.
Every night.
Most of them, unless we're out.
Yeah. 4
of us.
I respect that so much because I feel like what happens sometimes with owners is they just get consumed by their business, and all of a sudden, the family goes apart, and it's not uncommon for the people we work with to come to me and be like, I missed 20 years with my kids, or I had a lady a few weeks ago where it's the first time in 6 years that she's been able to go to a kid's soccer game on a Saturday. I
had to drive to Shell Harbour last week for a soccer game and they lost. I could have killed him.
But the thing was, you got to drive there. You got to be a part of it,
and
though.
he's next to me, so there's no way he can escape. So we can only bond, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a very good connection.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
Well, has it always been like that? Or did you have a turning point where you're like,
Definitely.
I can't do this anymore?
We had some very massive law. We had my chef that worked with me, was my apprentice since 1994. We spent more time together than I spent with my wife. He became our business partner when we opened Bitton for 10 years before he sold back to us. And on Saturday night he left and never came back, took his life.
Oh, wow.
And that was
I'm
10
so
years
sorry.
ago. And then
So
now
sorry.
all my staff do the mental health check. We all know, and when you look at what the mental health means and the red flag, he had all the bloody red flags. But we didn't know what was the red flags were.
Yeah.
41 years old, 3 kids. I spent 20 years with him. No idea. And never came back.
Jesus.
So yeah, that was a dawn. My brother died a couple of years ago. My nephew, his son, died last year. So we always have, everyone's got a story and everyone's got high and lows. It's how, so, then suddenly you escape with alcohol and you escape with I don't do drugs, but yeah, I love drinking. And then it's all about control. And again, your wife comes in and help you, support you, and it's tough out there,
Yeah,
And
it is
you know,
tough.
financial pressure is probably the worst thing for anyone.
Yeah.
Like really, it's hard. Like you,
The stuff that keeps you awake at night.
100%. Because we're
Yeah.
not safe. No businesses in Australia is safe right now.
Yeah.
Like you don't have 3 months rent ahead of cash flow for your business. And even after 25 years, I don't have 3 months rent ahead for 8 businesses.
Yeah.
So we live on not month to month. You know what I mean? Like we're not safe. I always say
Yeah.
we are not safe. And shit weather like that for 3 days. Do you think people comes out?
No.
But it's going to be 45 degrees. No one's coming out. They're going to shopping center. Done. Like they don't understand the impact that media has on small businesses. They announced a 2.5% increase for wages. I'm happy for the employees, but who's wearing the bill? 3.5, sorry.
3.5. Yeah, because we're doing the numbers around this. If you're paying $1 million in wages, that 3.5% plus super is 4%. That's an extra $40,000 a year
Just like that.
on top of your wage bill. But then if you take that 40,000 and you take that off your profit, if you're doing $2.5 million a year and say you run 10%, so say you make 250K, that's 40K straight off that. So now you're making 210.
If you do 10%. I would
If
love
you
to
do
know the
10.
stats that in Australia, the average is 4 to 6% profit.
Wow, that is very true. You got just over 30% of businesses in the hospitality industry in Australia who are losing money or breaking even.
Or trading insolvency.
Yeah.
You know, it's scary, huh?
Yeah.
So as soon as you got this kind of weather or whatever's going around the world, it's a disaster.
And then we got 50% that were trading between 0 and 10% profit. And then there's only like 2% which are above 20%. It's insane.
Insane.
But then there's also research done where they say 2 out of every 3 owners at some point in the last 12 months have sacrificed paying themselves to make ends meet.
Oh, wow. So there's an amazing book to read. It's called E-Myth.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And number one is to pay yourself.
Yes,
You have to
gotta
pay
pay
yourself.
yourself
You can't
first.
work for free. You
Yeah.
got a mortgage to pay. You got whatever you have to pay.
Too many owners pay themselves last.
No, you shouldn't.
1 in 4 restaurant owners lose money every single year. If you've got money coming in but don't know where it's going, you're not alone. Head to the show notes and book in a call with one of our team so we can help you find where it's going and how to make a change.
Got to focus on first. I love that. What advice do you have for people out there struggling? You know, you've done a long time in this industry. You've had your ups, you've had some phenomenal downs, and then you sit here still with such an inspiring story to tell.
Well, number one, I think understanding the numbers is essential. Your buying is very important. It's in a buying that you make money, not in a selling.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
super important. So during COVID, we bought very well. What saved us is at Bitton, every customer that came through the door, we collected email addresses. Okay?
Built
So
your
suddenly
database.
we got an amazing data.
Yes.
When we have an event, we got Bastille Day. Back in the day, where you would go to Gourmet Traveler or Delicious, 3 months leading, and tell them what you're going to do and cost you money. Now you got an EDM, boom. That database is about now, I think it's 33,000 people. in
Wow.
that database. So when we sell an event, I only need 100 people on each restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it, right? But during COVID, everyone is home and got the email. So what we did is on Monday, we decided on a dish to share for 2. So Monday, we do the recipe. We take the photo on Tuesday. We do an EDM, $80 for 2 people, beef Wellington. Okay?
Sold
People
out.
go online, prepay,
Yes.
collect on Saturday between 11 and 3. They walked in, pick up their beef. What do? I sell them the bottle of wine at $35 and the 2 desserts at $10 each. Fresh sold. We were doing 300 to 400 meals a week.
Wow.
At 80 packs plus.
Yeah.
That's pivoting.
Now, so coming back, so an owner at the moment who's struggling might not be making money in the hole, sleepless nights, worrying about finances. What you obviously go and get help.
Get help. We probably won't because we're too proud,
Yep.
which is annoying.
So don't be proud. Just
No,
go and ask for
take
help.
it in the chin.
Yeah.
I was proud I didn't want to close. I'm going to look like I fell. I should have closed totally. Who cares? Close. Stop the bleeding. So for an owner of a struggle is look at the ways the money goes.
Yes.
So labor, definitely, and food cost. Garbage bin. A good kitchen is a no garbage bin. Because
Yeah.
that's wastage. Wastage is your profit. Labor
Okay,
cost.
Whoa. Good kitchen, no garbage bin. Because my suggestion is like when we've got people with wastage problems, is like first thing is clear bucket on the bench and so everyone can see what's going in there. So you're like no bin kitchens.
Well, basically, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a good kitchen should have no garbage, so we can't throw anything away, okay? The stock as well, have a minimum stock.
Yes.
Like when we had pandemic, I had 3 restaurants with a full wine list with so much money.
Yeah.
I cried because I paid for that wine and I couldn't sell it for 1 year. It took me to get rid of that bloody wine.
How much
I
of it
promise
did you
now,
drink?
well, I sold it, but you know what I mean? Like it's money I paid. That
Yeah.
Now
Sitting
I
there,
can't
it's
do
cash.
sitting, correct.
Cash on the shelf.
Now I can tell you the para level is 3 or 4 bottles of each, not
Yes.
half or 1 dozen, you know. So that's a big learning. Your stock on hand, your labor. Look at your operating hours. Sometime Monday night after 3, if it's nothing, don't stay open until 6, where you pay 2 people in the kitchen and 2 people on the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Try to come up with some gimmick, come up with some special, come up with. Don't discount. We made a mistake too many times. We used to use Dimi, and I think that damaged your brand. That's my
I
experience.
agree. No, it's nothing against Jimmy. I just feel like discounting in general can damage your
I
brand.
made a
You're cheapening
mistake.
your product.
You cheapen your product. I thought, oh, look, I got a full restaurant, but we made a mistake.
Yes.
It was more about desperation. We did that than realizing what damage it does to your brand.
Yes.
And you will never see Apple or Veuve Clicquot or Chanel or Louis Vuitton discount. Do you? No.
No.
So if you're proud of your brand, you shouldn't discount it.
Yeah.
Okay. You should offer ads on, maybe make special event, do some gimmicks, but don't discount it.
Can we just come back to that? Instead of discounting, do a special event.
Yes.
You know, you can discount through a special event,
Yep.
but it's a one-off.
Yep,
You know,
exactly
it's
right.
not a continuing thing, because the way I look at it, if I go there and you discount today, and then you want to come back next week, it's like, well, you've already devalued your
Mistake.
whole entire product.
And we did that so many times. That
Yeah.
mistake.
Okay.
And then on Dimi, you pay a fee for each customer that book through Dimi.
Yeah.
We were like, silly, what are we thinking? Good for Dimi, clever.
But it's easy to get caught up in that when
Yeah.
you're under the pressure.
We got caught.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
But like, you know, also every week, like for instance, we have a management meeting between all the 4 restaurants at a time. Okay, we look at the booking, Friday is dead. What are we going to do? So Wednesday's meeting, Friday, okay, let's think. We know people love mussel, chips and baguette.
Yes.
Moule frites salad, okay? Will we do an EDM? Suddenly we got 30 people on Friday. Then it's up to us to sell the sparkling water, the bottle of wine, or the beer, or the lemon tart at the end.
Yes.
Then boom, we get the
Then
spend.
you get the spend up, and then
And you
what
get the
need.
volume.
Can we just talk quickly around, and I really love how you brought it up. It's about getting people through the door, and then it's up to you to sell the sparkling water, the wine, the beer, the add-ons. Can we talk about lifting the customer spend? I always talk about it, you know, some people talk about it upsell. I totally disagree with it. It's not upsell. I always look at it as enhancing the customer experience. Is that how you speak to your team around it?
So I use the word upsell, but you're right. Like when I say upsell is upselling, suggestively selling.
Suggestive selling, that's right.
That's more appropriate to, you know, if you're coming and you have a nice warm baguette with pepper saya batter, okay, you know, like in the morning they come and you are hangover. I'm going to look at you. Do you want a freshly squeezed orange juice? You know, and I'm doing that. You know, like
Yeah.
you're going to have the freshly squeezed orange juice. You're having a date with your wife at lunchtime. I'm going to look at her. I'm not going to look at you. I say, do you want a glass of champagne? You're going to say yes. You have no choice to say yes. You're not going to say, oh, babe, we can afford it. You're going to say yes.
Yes.
So it's all about how you do it. It's a bit of psychology. Yeah? You got to read your audience. You know,
Yes.
I pretty love that kind of behavior where I know I can get away or I can't get away.
Yeah, and obviously you enjoy it as well. You're like, oh,
I'm
can
in
I
the
do it?
people's business. I'm not in food business.
Say that again.
Shit, that's a good one. I'm in people's business.
Yeah.
So it's how people I make feel. Like in Alexandria for 25 years, these people that came 25 years ago still come every day. The kids now work for me, and I created a place a safe place for these people.
Yeah.
And I connect with them like it's priceless. And I'm doing the same in Rose Bay now.
You know, it's so interesting you say that, because I caught up with Jackie Middleton in Melbourne the
So
other
we used
week.
to work together, yeah?
Really?
At Gecko.
Okay.
Sheraton on the park.
So she said the exact same thing, and that's how she got the airport opportunity, was because it's someone who used to come in years and years and years ago, came back, and their manager was like, oh, same coffee again, and had remembered the order, remembered the name, remembered everything, and the lady was in charge of leasing at the airport.
Wow.
And she's like, I reckon that's how we got it. That's how we got in. And
Yep.
it was all about relationships. So you're
Yep.
not in the food business, you're in the people business.
100%. I think so.
Yeah. I honestly believe new people coming into the market forget that. They think they're in the food business. Mm-hmm. They think they're in the restaurant business, but it's all about the people.
All about how you make them feel. There's too many restaurants in Sydney where they make it so hard to make a booking. They make it so hard about the table arrangement, seating. Can I book at 7 o'clock? No, you can't. You go to the restaurant at 7 o'clock and it's no one. It's no one at 8 o'clock.
Drives me insane.
It's annoying, like, you know.
I do get sometimes, you know, you got to manage your booking so you can manage the flow through to the kitchen and, you know, it might have spare tables, but it is insanity when people don't get that. Talk to me about something you give back a lot.
Yeah, that's my mission.
That's your mission. Can you talk to me? Can you talk about that? Because one of my biggest things is I feel like, you know, the restaurant industry is the heart of the community. You bring people together.
Yeah.
You're part of people's, you know, birthdays and wedding anniversaries and, you know,
first year birthday and
first year's birthdays, like funerals, wakes, memories, things like this. So it's the heart, and there's not enough conversation around giving back. And when you're in pain as a restaurant owner, it's hard to think about others and give back. But certainly talk to me about your mission around giving back.
So I want to be a philanthropist. And my wife say, how about you start at home? Okay, babe. But I think it's much more pleasurable to give than to receive. It's been incredible. I've been so lucky to be exposed to be able to give back. So the Lifehouse was one of them. When a very close friend of mine passed of cancer, I decided to spend time there. So I met Gail O'Brien, that's Chris O'Brien's wife. And I said, what can I do? The Angel Partnership Council make a difference. And then we start doing some ride, 100K ride on a bicycle to raise money. And because I got such a big audience and data to raise money was easy. So I raised, I think, $100,000 just riding my bike. And I've never been so fit out of it. Okay?
Yes.
So I did that 3 years ago. I remember doing cooking class. I used to do a lot of cooking class. And then a lady sitting next to me, and she's the president of the Ronald McDonald House.
Okay.
And when my baby girl was young, she was very sick, and the Prince of Wales Hospital saved her. And I always said, I'm going to do something. I said, what can I do? And she said, you could do some cooking class for us for the corporate event to raise money. Okay, so I went to the Ronald McDonald's in Randwick and did cooking class. First night we were at $100,000. And It's not my money, it's just the way I deliver. I say, guys, you all look in suit, you all look like loaded. We want your money. It's simple. So that's how I started the cooking class. And I took shit for 2 hours, and I entertained, and they learned how to cook, and then I became the ambassador. So since 2013, I'm the Ronald McDonald House ambassador. What else? Obviously, the Lifeline, the Mental Will Foundation, all of that. Whatever I can do for this organization, I do it.
Wow.
And through that, I was lucky to become an Australian Day ambassador. So that's a bit ironic now that for the last 10 years, every year I go in a regional area and I give citizenship to people that become Australian. So it's a great official honor. Every Australia Day, I go around the country and I do an address to the public, tell my story, and it's easy.
Dude,
okay,
so cool.
And people get inspired, and then I give citizenship. And I go to Sydney Uni, I go to UNSW, and I do guest lecture. I don't get paid. And I tell my story because here the story is there. You can't make it up, you know. So that's how I gave it back.
I think this is a good lesson for every single restaurant, cafe, bar owner out there. You're more than just an owner. You know, you can give back, and it all starts off just that journey of just that small bit in your own community, and then how it can grow from there.
Yep.
So inspiring.
And always, I mean, it's not always an angle. I'm not doing things to get something in return, but somehow you also pay back. I mean, people don't forget. And when I did this book deal, I went to St. Mary Public School, and I did a cooking class, and I gave 400 books, all right? Because the book cost me nothing. When you print 60,000 books,
you got a few spare.
Plenty, huh? So I gave 400 to the school, but what do you think now, these kids?
Yeah.
They want their 5 years birthday, their christening. So you end up coming back to you, come back in load because you did something different.
Yeah.
As long as you mean well and you're not twisted and you're not calculating.
That's exactly right.
It's genuine. I think you always pay back.
So if for a restaurant owner out there or a bar owner or a cafe owner who wants to start giving back, but they're sitting there a little bit maybe nervous about finding their voice, I think there's a lot of owners out there who, you know, when they've been beaten by the industry for a period of time and they have been laying awake financially, like worrying.
They become bitter.
Yeah, they are a bit bitter, and then also they lose a lot of confidence. They start questioning what they can give back to the world. What message do you have for them if someone wants to start?
Well, start with yourself. Be kind to yourself. You know, be kind to your staff, and then that's going to flow through what you do for people, and I think slowly you rebuild. And I think if as soon as you start getting bitter,
you got to make a change.
You got to make a change if it's not working. I mean, for us, Typical example, 25 years, we are so proud we turned 25.
Yeah.
There's no one out there that turned 25. Except even the one you think they are there, they change ownership or they are family generation. So it will be good. Like from your experience, if you know anyone that turned 25, would be great. So I'm pretty good with marketing. I'm pretty good with communication. We send invitation to all the media. That is Gourmet Traveler, Delicious, Broadsheet, Concrete Playground, you name it.
Yes.
Proper
Yes.
press release. No one person show up. No one person came to the party.
Really?
Okay, because we're not relevant. I didn't spend $3 million in my fit out.
Yes.
I'm not the talk of the town anymore. And I'm not bitter. It's annoyed me. It did annoy, I should say it did annoy me, because they always talk about the story that people fail, or people, George Coronavirus or 10 million, or Justin MS, or the swell house, sexual harassment, whatever, but we don't talk about the positive story out there. You can tell you it's no positive story out there. It's always, and I'm going to swear, fucking negative. And that annoys me, because how can you inspire people when the only thing you read is sexual harassment, is drug, is whatever, the $3 million for that, because they got a group of 200 restaurants. You got people bought, what's the name, the UPG bought Fratelli Fresh and bought all of that, and they're all closing down now, all negatives. They don't talk about good story.
You know, David, this is the exact reason why I stopped doing PR and media. And this is the exact reason why I don't do it anymore, refuse to. Someone calls me for an interview, no, fuck off, don't want to talk to you. Because all of it, it's about how can we get a story? How can we focus on the negative? Because the negative sells. And if it turned and goes, let's just fund all the positive stories in the market, there's so many positive stories out there.
I think so. The Malaya. The Malaya opened in 1963.
Yeah.
Same family.
Yeah.
That's a bloody good story, and 400 people every night for dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you know.
But no one talks about
No.
it. No one talks about it. And these are the stories that we need to speak more about. And this is why I wanted to start this, was because there's so many stories like you. There's so many stories where people have done amazing things, but no one's shedding light on it.
There's a poppy syndrome as well, you know?
Yeah. The tall poppy syndrome. And then the light that they are shedding is all the front end stuff. It's not the fact that you lost your best friend and your business partner. It's not the fact that you've had to mortgage your house because you've had to pay fucking tax bills. Or there's not the fact that you've had to shut down businesses, but you didn't want to shut them down because, you know, there's so many stories out there, and the more that we can tell people, the more that we can help people.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for being here today and so vulnerable and honest.
No problem.
So if someone wants to help support you in the, you know, the giving back and the supporting the community and the charities that they can, like, that you're doing, what's the best way for them to do that?
Seek help.
Seek help?
Yeah, 100%. And you might think, oh, I'm spending money or what. Or surround yourself with people that's going to bring you something. So when I hire people that are more qualified than me in the kitchen, for instance. I'm done. I've done cooking, and I'm not relevant in cooking. So I get someone, like I got a new chef in Rose Bay. He's got it. I went to eat his food a couple of weeks ago when he started in my own restaurant. I said, fuck, the guy can cook. I couldn't do what he's doing. So recognize and get people smarter. I got a manager, he does a wine list. We have probably the best wine list we ever had, because we're a cafe after all. We're not a fine dining. Beautiful wine. He's got some Italian wine, some French wine, some Australian wine. Insane. I couldn't put together. I can't put a cocktail list together. So hire people first that are smarter than you, that can bring you something to the business. Surround yourself with business people. I was lucky to have people around me that are but like John McGrath, for instance, used to come as a customer, talk to him. I really took everything I could. The guy's a brand guy. I learned from him for my branding. Yeah. You know, so don't hesitate to learn from people and then apply and make it work. Yeah. Yeah. Go out, learn from others. You don't have to do it alone. No. You don't have to do it alone. And I just want you to stop and listen to what David just said then. You know, you've sold 50,000 books off like one deal. You're in Woolworths. Yeah. You know, you've done all these amazing things, and then you've said a couple of things that have really resonated with me just then as well, which I think people need to hear, is that find people better than you. David, thank you for today. Pleasure. Appreciate it.